First contact fury. The vast emptiness of space stretched before the view screen, countless stars glittering like distant jewels against the black canvas. Captain Natasha Volkov stood on the bridge of the UNAS horizon, her posture rigid as she surveyed her crew. This vessel represented humanity's greatest achievement, their first true warship capable of faster-than-light travel. After decades of theoretical research, the quantum fold drive had finally become reality, compressing space-time and allowing the horizon to effectively surf through the galaxy on waves of distorted reality. "Final systems check complete, Captain," reported Commander Jackson Way, her executive officer. "The drive is stable, and all weapon systems are online." Natasha nodded, her steel-gray eyes reflecting the stars on the view screen. "Very good, Commander. Let's make history." The mission was straightforward. A shakedown cruise to test the horizon systems beyond our solar system, venturing further than any human had gone before. The United Earth government had been clear: observe, collect data, and return. First, contact protocols were strict. If they encountered any sign of alien intelligence, they were to remain hidden, observe from a distance, and retreat if detected. Initiating quantum fold drive in 3, 2, 1. The ship's drive specialist, Lieutenant Olivia Hernandez, monitored the readings on her console with intense focus. The stars on the view screen seemed to stretch into lines of light, and then reality itself appeared to fold around them. The bridge crew collectively held their breath during those first crucial moments of FTL travel. Natasha gripped the arms of her command chair, feeling the slight vibration beneath her fingertips. "Drive is stable, Captain," Olivia announced, relief evident in her voice. "We are traveling at approximately 5.2 light-years per hour." A cheer erupted across the bridge, quickly silenced by Natasha's raised hand. "Save the celebrations, people. We've got a job to do." 3 days into their mission, having successfully tested the drive's capabilities in uninhabited star systems, the unexpected happened. "Captain, I'm detecting an artificial signal," reported Lieutenant Devin Martinez, the communications specialist, his brow furrowed as he adjusted his headset. "It's not random, definitely not natural." Natasha straightened in her chair. "Source? Coming from the Procyon system, approximately 2.7 light-years from our position." "Analysis?" Devin shook his head. "It's repeating in a pattern. Could be automated, maybe a distress signal." First contact protocols were clear. They should report back to Earth immediately. But the mission parameters also allowed for Captain's discretion in emergency situations. "Lieutenant Hernandez, how quickly can we reach Procyon at maximum safe speed?" "Just under 32 minutes, Captain." Natasha drummed her fingers on the armrest, weighing her options. If it was a distress signal, there might be lives at stake. "Captain," Jackson cautioned, "first contact protocols." "I'm aware of the protocols." "Commander," Natasha cut him off, "but I'm also aware of our duty as explorers and representatives of humanity. Lieutenant Takeda, plot a course for Procyon. Lieutenant Hernandez, prepare the drive." As they approached Procyon, the signal grew stronger. "I've been analyzing the pattern," Devin reported. "It's definitely a distress call. The mathematical sequence is too precise to be anything else." "Dropping out of FTL in 3, 2, 1, Olivia announced. The star lines collapsed back into points of light, and the view screen adjusted to show a scene that left the entire bridge crew speechless. 2 vessels hung in space before them. One was clearly damaged, venting atmosphere from multiple breaches in its sleek, organic-looking hull. The other, larger ship was angular and predatory in design, currently firing what appeared to be energy weapons at the damaged vessel. "Tactical analysis," Natasha ordered sharply. Lieutenant Fiona Walsh, weapons officer, responded immediately. "The larger vessel appears to be a warship, Captain. Energy signatures suggest weapons significantly more advanced than our own. The smaller vessel is civilian in design. No obvious weapon systems, they're sitting ducks." Natasha's mind raced. They were witnessing what appeared to be an attack, possibly even an atrocity. But interfering meant revealing humanity's existence to potentially hostile aliens. Options? We could observe from a distance, Jackson suggested. Collect data and watch as that ship is destroyed, Natasha interrupted, along with whoever's sending that distress signal. Captain, with all due respect, we don't know the situation. This could be a legal enforcement action. We have no jurisdiction here. Natasha rose from her chair, eyes fixed on the scene before them. We have a moral jurisdiction, Commander. Humanity doesn't stand by while the strong prey on the weak. She turned to her tactical officer. Lieutenant Walsh, battle stations, power up shields and weapons. Let's introduce ourselves. The red alert klaxon sounded throughout the ship as the crew rushed to combat readiness. Hailing frequencies open, Devon announced. Natasha squared her shoulders. This is Captain Natasha Volkov of the United Earthship Horizon. Cease your attack on the damaged vessel immediately. For several tense moments, there was no response. Then the attacking ship suddenly broke off its assault, turning its attention toward the horizon. They're scanning us, Fiona reported, and now they're charging weapons. Shields up, Natasha ordered. Evasive pattern Delta. Return fire only if fired upon. The alien vessel fired first, a beam of coherent energy that struck the horizons, shields causing the entire ship to shudder. Shields holding at 79%, Fiona reported. That was just a warning shot, Captain. Their weapons are capable of much more. A message is coming through, Devon announced. Audio only. Let's hear it. A harsh, mechanical voice filled the bridge. The words were alien, but somehow translated, perhaps by the same technology sending the message. Unknown vessel. This is War Master Krell of the Draxid Empire. You interfere in matters beyond your understanding. Withdraw immediately or be destroyed. Natasha's jaw set. This is Captain Volkov. We responded to a distress signal. Under universal principles of space travel, we have an obligation to render assistance. The Luminar violated Draxid space. Their destruction is lawful and necessary. Final warning. Withdraw or share their fate. Natasha turned to Fiona. Analysis. Of their weapons versus our shields? We could probably withstand 3, maybe 4 direct hits before shields fail. And our weapons against their shields. Fiona grimaced, uncertain. Their technology is more advanced. But, she paused, studying her readouts. There's something unusual about their shield configuration. There might be a vulnerability at their engine output nodes. Natasha nodded. Target those nodes. Fire a warning shot across their bow. The Horizon's particle cannons released a controlled burst that passed just meters from the alien vessel's hull. No response, Captain. They're powering up for another attack. Natasha's mind raced through options. The Horizon was outgunned, but perhaps not outmaneuvered. Lieutenant Hernandez, can we use the quantum fold drive for short-range jumps? Olivia looked startled. Theoretically, yes, but we've never... Theory becomes practice today, Lieutenant. Calculate a micro-jump to bring us directly behind their vessel. Lieutenant Walsh, prepare to fire all weapons at those engine nodes the moment we emerge. Captain, that's incredibly risky, Jackson protested. The spatial calculations are why we brought Earth's best quantum physicist, Natasha finished. Olivia nodded nervously. I can do it. Give me 30 seconds. Those 30 seconds stretched eternally as the alien vessel fired again, this time hitting the horizon squarely. The ship rocked violently. Shields at 58%, Captain. Micro-jump calculations complete. Execute now, Natasha ordered. Reality twisted around them for a split second, and suddenly they were behind the alien vessel. Fire all weapons. The Horizon unleashed its full arsenal. Particle cannons, plasma torpedoes, and railguns all concentrated on the vulnerable engine nodes. The alien shields flickered, then failed completely as the barrage overwhelmed them. The vessel listed, to one side, power fluctuating. Their weapons are offline, Fiona reported, disbelief in her voice. We did it. Natasha allowed herself a small smile. Hail them again. This time the response was immediate and considerably less arrogant. How did you... The alien voice sounded genuinely shocked. No species possesses such technology. We do, Natasha replied simply. Now you will stand down completely and cease all aggression toward the damaged vessel. Otherwise, our next volley won't be aimed at your engines." There was a long pause before the alien responded. "We comply, for now." Natasha turned her attention to the damaged ship. "Hail the vessel in distress." When the connection was established, the view screen showed a being unlike anything humans had ever seen. It had a vaguely humanoid shape, but with bioluminescent skin that pulsed with gentle light and large compound eyes. "No debt is necessary," Natasha replied. "I'm Captain Natasha Volkov of Earth. We responded to your distress signal." The alien's skin pulsed with blue and gold patterns, an emotional response of some kind. "Earth? We have no record of your species in the Galactic Registry. That's because we're new to interstellar travel," Natasha explained. "This is actually our first journey beyond our own solar system." The alien's colors shifted to bright yellow. "Remarkable. A fledgling species with such technology and courage. Captain Volkov of Earth. I am Ambassador Zephyr of the Luminar Collective. Thanks to you, these refugees will reach sanctuary. The Draxid Empire has been hunting our people since we refused to join their coalition." "The Draxid claims you violated their space," Natasha said cautiously. "A falsehood," Zephyr responded. "The Draxid Empire expands its official territory whenever convenient. They are tyrants who prey on weaker species, claiming territory through intimidation rather than legal channels. The Galactic Council has censured them repeatedly, but they ignore interstellar law." Natasha and Jackson exchanged glances. Galactic Council? Interstellar law? Humanity had just stepped onto a much larger stage than they had anticipated. "Ambassador Zephyr," Natasha said, "we have much to learn about the galactic community. Would you be willing to share information?" "It would be our honor," Zephyr replied. "In fact, I suggest we travel together to the nearest council outpost. Your actions today deserve recognition, and the Council should be informed of Earth's emergence onto the galactic stage." Natasha considered this. First contact protocols definitely didn't cover escorting alien refugees to a galactic government installation, but protocols were written before they knew such things existed. "Send us the coordinates," she decided. "We'll escort you there." As they prepared to depart, Natasha sent a message to the Draxid vessel. "We're leaving with the Luminar ship. Follow us, and you'll discover what else humanity's first warship can do." The Draxid ship remained immobile, its commander apparently deciding not to test the strange new species further. As the Horizon moved into escort position alongside the damaged Luminar vessel, Natasha returned to her command chair, mind racing with implications. Humanity had just announced its presence to the galaxy. Not through careful diplomatic channels as planned, but by firing shots in defense of strangers. "Captain," Jackson said quietly beside her, "Earth Command is going to have questions." Natasha nodded. "And we'll have answers, Commander. We've just learned that the galaxy isn't the empty frontier we imagined. There are powers, politics, and apparently bullies." She looked at the starfield ahead where the Luminar had indicated the Council outpost waited. Humanity needed to make its stance clear from the beginning. Today we showed the galaxy exactly what kind of species we are. "And what kind is that, Captain?" Natasha's expression was resolute. "The kind that stands up for what's right no matter the odds." She addressed the entire bridge. "Set course for the Council outpost. Let's go meet the neighbors." Part 2. Galactic Trial by Fire. The Galactic Council outpost loomed before them, a massive structure shaped like a wheel with spokes extending from a central hub. Ships of various designs orbited around it or docked along its rim, representing dozens of species humanity had never encountered. "It's incredible," Olivia whispered, voicing what everyone felt. "The engineering alone." "Multiple ships approaching," Fiona reported. "Escort formation. Appears to be security forces." "They're hailing us," Devon added. "And the Luminar vessel." "On screen," Natasha ordered. The view screen displayed another alien, this one with an exoskeleton and 4 manipulator limbs. "Luminar vessel, you are cleared for emergency docking at Bay 17. Unknown vessel, Identify yourself and state your purpose. I am Captain Natasha Volkov of the United Earthship Horizon. We responded to the Luminar distress call and escorted them here. After they were attacked by a Draxid warship, the security officer's compound eyes blinked rapidly. Earth? That designation is not in our registry. The alien conferred with someone off-screen before continuing. You will dock at Security Bay 42 for inspection and verification. As they approached, their designated bay Ambassador Zephyr contacted them again. Captain Volkov, I've notified the Council representatives of your assistance. They've agreed to grant you temporary diplomatic status while they assess Earth's standing. This is unusual procedure. Is that good or bad? Natasha asked. Both, Zephyr admitted, skin flickering with purple uncertainty. The Council is divided into factions. Some will welcome a new spacefaring species, especially one with your capabilities. Others fear change and competition. The ambassador hesitated. The Draxid Empire has significant influence. They will not take their humiliation lightly. Natasha nodded grimly. Understood. We'll proceed with caution. After docking, Natasha selected a small delegation, herself, Jackson, Olivia, and Fiona, to represent Earth. They were met by a Council security detail and escorted through corridors teeming with alien life. Natasha struggled to maintain her composure as they passed beings that defied human imagination. Crystalline entities that floated without apparent propulsion, amorphous creatures contained in environmental suits, and beings that seemed to phase in and out of visible reality. They were led to a circular chamber where representatives of various species sat in a tiered arrangement. At the center was a raised platform with a single podium. The Provisional Council of Sector 7 is now in session, announced a tall, willowy alien with iridescent scales. We address the matter of the unregistered species designation human and their vessel Horizon. Ambassador Zephyr of the Luminar Collective will present testimony. Zephyr moved to the central platform, skin glowing with formal blue tones. Honored representatives, today I speak of courage and honor previously unknown to us. The humans, a species unknown to our records, responded to our distress call when our refugee transport was under attack by Draxid forces in neutral space. Objection! A harsh voice interrupted from the upper tier. The space was clearly designated as Draxid territory under the Expansion Treaty of Cycle 87. Natasha recognized the distinctive voice. Looking up, she saw a heavily armored being with cybernetic enhancements visible along its jaw and eye sockets, War Master Krell. The treaty has not been ratified by the full council, countered another representative. The Draxid Empire's unilateral claims remain disputed. The chamber erupted in arguments, with factions clearly divided. Natasha leaned toward Jackson. Political squabbles seem to be universal constants. The scaled moderator called for order. The status of the territory is not the primary matter before us today. We must address the emergence of a new spacefaring species. Captain Volkov, please step forward. Natasha approached the podium with steady steps, aware that every eye, optical sensor, and sensory apparatus in the room was focused on her. I am Captain Natasha Volkov of Earth. Our planet is located approximately 11.2 light-years from this position. We are a recently unified species who has developed faster-than-light technology independently. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Impossible, declared Krell. No Level 2 civilization develops FTL without assistance. They must have stolen the technology. From whom? Olivia called out, unable to contain herself. We hadn't met any of you until 3 days ago. The scaled moderator regarded Natasha with interest. Your method of FTL travel? Describe it. We call it the quantum fold drive, Natasha explained. It creates a localized bubble of warped space-time by manipulating the quantum vacuum, allowing us to effectively fold space between 2 points. This caused even greater commotion. A small insectoid alien leaned forward. But the power requirements for such a system would be... We overcame that limitation through quantum entanglement harvesting, Olivia interjected. By tapping into the energy potential of entangled particle pairs at the subatomic level. The chamber fell silent. That is, theoretically sound, admitted a being composed apparently of pure energy, contained within a specialized suit. But implementation should be beyond a species at your development stage. Humans have always excelled at doing what others consider impossible, Natasha stated simply. Krell slammed a cybernetic fist down. This cannot be allowed. A primitive species with advanced weaponry and drive systems. They attacked a Draxid enforcement vessel without provocation. After you fired on us, Natasha countered, and after you ignored our warning to cease attacking the Luminar vessel. The Luminar are Council sympathizers who refuse to acknowledge Draxid authority, Krell snarled. And you, human, interfered. In matters beyond your understanding. Natasha's patience thinned. I understand perfectly that you were attacking refugees. Where I come from, that makes you the bad guys. Gasps and translator glitches rippled through the chamber. The scaled moderator raised all four of its appendages for silence. Captain Volkov, while your courage is admirable, you must understand that galactic politics are complex. The Council has established protocols for integrating new species. Typically, there is a probationary period of several cycles before full recognition is granted. And during this period, Krell added with obvious satisfaction, unauthorized military vessels are impounded and their technology studied to ensure compliance with safety standards. Natasha's eyes narrowed. You want our ship? It is standard procedure, the moderator acknowledged, though with obvious reluctance. Though perhaps, given the circumstances, I propose an alternative, called a new voice. A massive being resembling a hybrid of octopus and elk moved forward. I am Ambassador Tholos of the Vargaran Alliance. We propose humanity be granted provisional status immediately, with full review in one cycle. Their vessel remains under their control with an observer team assigned. Unacceptable, Krell bellowed. Human technology must be contained and controlled. Their interference has already caused disruption to established order. Tholos turned massive eyes toward the Draxid representative. Perhaps the established order needs disruption, War Master Krell. The Draxid Empire's established order has meant subjugation for too many species. The chamber again divided into arguing factions, with the rift clearly growing deeper. The scaled moderator conferred with several other representatives before raising a hand for silence. We propose a compromise. In situations of disputed status, Council tradition allows for trial by demonstration. Natasha looked to Ambassador Zephyr, who moved closer to explain. It's an ancient practice. You would be asked to demonstrate your species' worthiness through a challenge. What kind of challenge? Natasha asked. The challenging faction decides, Zephyr admitted reluctantly. In this case, the Draxid. Krell's mechanical enhancements whirred as his face formed what might have been a smile. We propose combat worthiness testing. The human vessel against our champion. Natasha's delegation exchanged concerned glances. You want us to fight? Unless you prefer to surrender your vessel now, Krell replied smugly. Natasha consulted quietly with her team. This is obviously a trap, Jackson warned. They want revenge for their embarrassment and to get their hands on our technology, Fiona added. But refusing makes us look weak, Natasha countered. And I'm not surrendering the horizon. Olivia was studying her tablet. Captain, I've been analyzing the data we collected on Draxid technology during our encounter. There's something interesting about their shield harmonics. After a brief discussion, Natasha turned back to the Council. We accept the challenge with one condition. If we win, Earth is granted full recognition and non-interference status. The scaled moderator looked surprised. You are bold, Captain. Such status is typically granted only after decades of evaluation. We're not a typical species, Natasha replied. After further deliberation, the Council agreed to the terms. The trial was set for the following day. The Horizon would face the Draxid Empire's premier warship, the Devastator, commanded by Admiral Czar, their most decorated warrior. Back aboard the Horizon, the senior staff gathered in the briefing room. The atmosphere was tense. The Devastator outguns us 3-1, Fiona reported grimly. Their shields are stronger, their weapons more powerful, and they have twice our crew complement. But we have advantages they don't know about, Natasha reminded them. Lieutenant Hernandez, what have you found regarding their shield harmonics? Olivia displayed her analysis on the main screen. Their shields operate on a fixed frequency pattern. It's advanced but predictable. If we can match our weapons to cycle through opposing frequencies, we might be able to penetrate their defenses more efficiently. And the micro-jumping capability? Natasha asked. I've refined the calculations. We can perform 3, maybe 4 consecutive jumps before the drive needs to cool down. Natasha nodded. Good. Here's the plan. We'll use conventional tactics at first. Keep them thinking we're fighting by their rules. Then, when they think they have us, we'll execute a series of micro-jumps, hitting them from multiple vectors while cycling our weapon frequencies. It's risky, Jackson cautioned. If the drive fails during a jump, then humanity's first contact ends in tragedy, Natasha finished. But if we surrender or lose, Earth becomes just another subjugated world in the Draxid Empire. The following day, a crowd of alien dignitaries gathered in observation lounges throughout the station as the Horizon and the Devastator took positions in a designated combat zone. The Draxid vessel was imposing, nearly twice the size of the Horizon, bristling with weapon emplacements. All stations report ready, Captain, Jackson announced on the bridge. Natasha stood, addressing her crew. Today we fight not just for ourselves, but for Earth's future in the galaxy. Win or lose, let's show them what humanity is made of. A communication came through from the Devastator. Admiral Czar, a scarred veteran with more cybernetic enhancements than organic parts, regarded Natasha with contempt. Your species shows courage, human. Misplaced but admirable. Surrender now, and I will ensure your crew is treated with respect as you are integrated into the Empire. We'd rather take our chances, Natasha replied coolly. Czar's mechanical eye narrowed. Then prepare to be humbled. The battle began with a devastating volley from the Draxid vessel. The Horizon rocked under the impact. Shields at 62%, Captain, Fiona reported. Return fire, conventional pattern alpha, Natasha ordered. Make it look good, but don't reveal our full capabilities yet. For the next 20 minutes, the Horizon executed textbook evasive maneuvers, returning fire with standard weapon configurations. To the observers, it appeared the human vessel was fighting valiantly, but was clearly outmatched. Shields at 31%. Captain, another direct hit and they'll fail completely. The Draxid are powering up what appears to be their main weapon array, Devon reported. Energy readings are off the charts. Natasha smiled grimly. Perfect. They think they have us. Lieutenant Hernandez, execute jump pattern Omega. Lieutenant Walsh, switch to frequency cycling weapons protocol. Aye, Captain. Reality twisted as the Horizon disappeared, only to reappear directly above the Devastator. Before the Draxid could react, the human vessel unleashed a barrage of precisely calibrated particle beams that slipped through the gaps in their shield frequencies. Then the Horizon vanished again, reappearing behind the alien vessel and striking again. Over the next 2 minutes, the Horizon executed 3 more micro-jumps, each time striking at different vulnerable points with weapons calibrated to bypass the Draxid shields. The effect was devastating. By the time the Horizon reappeared at its starting position, the Devastator was drifting, multiple systems offline. Their weapons are disabled, Captain, Fiona reported, unable to keep the triumph from her voice. Their engines are at minimal power. We've won. The observation lounges erupted in a cacophony of alien sounds, the equivalent of gasps, cheers, and exclamations of disbelief. On the view screen, Admiral Czar's face was a mask of rage and shock. This is impossible. No ship can maneuver like that. Apparently one can, Natasha replied. Do you yield, Admiral? After a long, tense moment, Czar nodded stiffly. The Devastator yields. The humans have won their trial. When they returned to the council chamber, the atmosphere had changed dramatically. The scaled moderator approached Natasha with what appeared to be respect. The council recognizes the outcome of the trial by demonstration. In accordance with the terms agreed upon, Earth is granted full recognition and non-interference status. Captain Volkov, would you address the Council? Natasha stepped forward, aware that this moment would define humanity's place in the galactic community. Representatives of the Galactic Council, I stand before you not just as the captain of the Horizon, but as a representative of all humanity. Today you have seen a small demonstration of what humans are capable of. But know this, our true strength lies not in our technology or our tactics, but in our principles. Humanity has a long, often troubled history. We have fought among ourselves, made terrible mistakes and caused great suffering, but we have also risen above our darker nature. We have learned that true strength comes from defending the weak, standing up to tyrants, and building bridges instead of walls. As we join the galactic community, we bring with us these lessons. We seek neither to conquer nor to submit. We desire to learn, to trade, to explore, and to form alliances based on mutual respect. But make no mistake, we will defend ourselves and those who cannot defend themselves. The Draxid Empire and others like them should take note. Humanity will not be bullied or intimidated. We are few now, but we are resourceful, adaptable, and determined. Cross us at your peril. She paused, looking around the chamber. But to those who seek friendship, knowledge, and cooperation, Earth extends an open hand. Together, we can build a better galaxy for all species. As Natasha concluded, a strange sound filled the chamber, a rhythmic tapping and clicking from multiple species, the galactic equivalent of applause. Several representatives came forward to introduce themselves, eager to establish relations with this surprising new species. In the following weeks, as the Horizon prepared to return to Earth, with news of their discovery, multiple diplomatic agreements were already being formed. The Luminar offered technological exchange, the Vargaran proposed trade routes, and even some of the previously neutral council members sought alliances. War Master Krell watched from the shadows, his cybernetic enhancements whirring with barely contained rage. "This is not over, humans," he muttered. "You have made a powerful enemy today." As the Horizon broke orbit from the council station, Natasha stood on the bridge, gazing at the stars that now held so much more promise and peril than ever before. "Set course for Earth, Lieutenant Takeda," she ordered. "Maximum speed. The United Earth government has quite a surprise waiting for them." "Do you think they'll be prepared for this, Captain?" Jackson asked quietly. "Finding out we're not alone, and that we've already made both allies and enemies?" Natasha's expression was determined. "They'll have to be. The galaxy now knows we exist. For better or worse, humanity has entered the cosmic stage, and from what we've seen so far, we're going to need to be ready." As the Horizon engaged its quantum-fold drive, the stars stretched into lines of light, and Earth's first deep space warship disappeared into the folded fabric of space-time, carrying with it the seeds of what would soon become the Terran Alliance, humanity's unified voice in galactic affairs. The universe had indeed held its breath when humanity entered the stars. Now it would have to adapt to their presence. For the species that had climbed from mud to the moon in a cosmic eye blink had proven itself resourceful, principled, and formidable. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and nothing would ever be the same again.